What's going on, guys? It's your girl Angie Snatch coming at you with another episode of An Unbiased Truth. And today we're going to talk about the charges against young Pharaoh. Now, this is just unfortunate all around. First and foremost, because we're talking about a young couple with young children facing issues of conflict resolution and this spiraling out of control. Secondarily, it is unfortunate because if you have watched young Pharaoh in the past, he is a very brilliant young man. And I remember watching him years ago, and he had, it would be so many people coming at him as far as his intellect, and he could hold his own. And I remember even seeing that CPAC. This is a young man that went from jail to now being invited to CPAC as a speaker because of the influence that he had. I don't know if this is a case of mental health issues or drug abuse, but I do know that this is a case where anyone that loves him or cares about him and his children should really lean in to give him some help, some advice, and some resources, because with these charges, this is going to get really ugly. And it was a part of, I watched Golden Beauty's live stream just for a second. I had to click off when I heard the little girl in the background say, "Where's daddy?" And what that said to me was that that is a child that had a present father in her life for her to be saying, "Where is daddy?" Now, with these charges that young Pharaoh is facing, what is going to happen is that this case will be out of Golden Beauty's hands, and she will now be possibly subpoenaed as a witness for the state of Texas. The case is not a civil case, it's a criminal case. The state of Texas versus Marshall Daniels. I'm going to read the charges. It's a misdemeanor charge. Um, so I'm going to read the charges. We're going to start. In the name and by authority of the state of Texas, before me, the undersigned Assistant District Attorney of Harris County, Texas, this day appeared the undersigned affiant, who under oath says that he has good reason to believe and does believe that in Harris County, Texas, Marshall Daniels, because I don't want to say that middle name wrong, hereafter styled the defendant, heretofore on or after November 19th, 2021, did then and there unlawfully threaten to commit an offense involving violence, namely aggravated assault, upon a person with whom the defendant had a dating relationship, namely Tanya Davis, hereinafter called the complainant, with the intent to place the complainant in fear of imminent serious bodily injury before the commission of the offense alleged above on July 21st, 2014, in cause number 01618-2012 in the County Court of Erie County, New York. The defendant was convicted of the felony offense of criminal possession of a loaded firearm. Now, this could get a little worse because he has that felony offense for a loaded firearm. I'm going to assume that he is not supposed to possess any firearms. Now, with the live that Golden Beauty did, other than showing his story, they will have to literally physically tie his hand to a firearm that shot that bullet in her garage, allegedly. So he will be out today. These charges, this complaint was filed today, but he will be out today. They set up a motion for sufficient bail. What the state is asking for is $15,000, meaning that he will have to pay about $1,500, I think it is, for him to get out of jail. And they are, let me pull this up. And they are assuming that he will make bail because they also filed a motion for his bond conditions. I'm going to read this. Comes now the state of Texas by and through Assistant District Attorney and moves this honorable court to enter the following bond conditions. State requests the defendant have no contact with the complainant in this case or anyone in complainant's household, including siblings and parents in person or through any other person, telephonically, by mail, or by any other manner or means for the duration of this case, and the following individuals and or locations. And then that's where they list Tanya Davis and the address that she was staying at the time. What is not listed here is by them setting this as a bond condition, that means that he will also not have access to his children until this case plays out. State requests the defendant not possess any firearms, ammunition, or other weapons. State requests the defendant submit to random urinalysis. State requests the defendant be prohibited from using, possessing, or consuming any alcohol, controlled substance, dangerous drug, or marijuana unless prescribed pursuant to a lawful prescription issued by a medical doctor. State also requests the defendant be prohibited from the following: leaving his residence without a GPS monitor, with complainant's residence and place of employment as exclusion zones. So he cannot go to that address in Katy, Texas, as well as anywhere that Tanya Davis, aka Golden Beauty, works. Now, like I said, this is a very unfortunate case to watch it play out. I really, really hope that both him and Golden Beauty are surrounded by mature adults that can move them through this process, because they have children. So their children are young. They may go through maybe a year or two of trying to figure out what co-parenting looks like, but it is going to require them both to be mature enough to put their children first to figure out what co-parenting looks like. Now, on young Pharaoh's side, he also needs to understand that it is important for a person to feel comfortable and not to feel like they're in danger, that you do not have to threaten another person to get the outcome that you're looking for. And with Golden Beauty, honestly, I would pull back a little bit from oversharing, because when you're oversharing, you're not able to sit in your own thoughts to figure out what works for your life. Now, I do think that young Pharaoh will be out today under these bond conditions after placing his $1,500 bond. He will be released. However, this case, the next court date is set for November 30th. So we will see what happens, knowing these two individuals involved in this case. Not only will we have to wait until November 30th, there will be a lot of narrative and narration in between that time. And I think that everyone involved needs to take a step back, sit with your thoughts, and go find good counsel, because not all the time is good counsel found outside of your soul tribe, right? I just this is just so unfortunate to me. It really is. It really is. And I have no side that I'm taking on this. But when I see a young couple with children involved and the type of charges that he is facing, which is terroristic threats, it's heartbreaking, because if found guilty, he could possibly never see his children again. And who does that help? Who does that help? Other than entertainment or social media, who does that help? Even when these children get older, to sit back and watch these videos and the commentary back and forth of their parents. Wow. All right, you guys let me know what you think. It's your girl, Angie Snatch.